Marianne, and I'm going to be talking about language, empowered language, our subconscious mind and conscious mind. And the reason why we're bringing this into the Desire Map process is to empower you with a way to direct your thoughts and direct your feelings through language that will help you own your core desired feelings and make them become real in your life. So for a review very quickly, we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. This is very basic. The conscious mind is what we're using when we are in the world engaged. We're looking around the room, we're noticing there's books on the shelf or DVDs lying on the table somewhere, some artwork. That's our conscious mind. A subconscious mind contains our tapes. It contains our patterns, our behaviors in it. And a lot of times we will experience the subconscious mind when an experience will come up and it will trigger a memory from a subconscious mind. Maybe a fifth grade teacher said something, or a mother said something, somebody we know, or we saw something on TV. That trigger is actually coming from our subconscious mind. The difference between a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, which is very important, is that the conscious mind has what we call the critical factor. And basically what this is kind of a guard at the gate that doesn't allow any input to come into the conscious mind that doesn't resonate with what's already in there. So this is why it can be difficult to change beliefs and to also help other people change beliefs. So the subconscious mind doesn't have that critical factor. The subconscious mind is wide open. Anything can come into it. And if it's strengthened over time, like if repeatedly a certain belief is put in there, it will become dominant within the subconscious mind. The way the two work together is they don't really ever disappear from each other, but they do play kind of a game of one becoming dominant over the other, depending on what's going on at the time. So the conscious mind is dominant when we are, say, in a lecture and we're hanging on every word that the teacher is saying. That is the conscious mind, being dominant over the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is still there. It's still in the background, but the conscious mind is dominant. Now, the reverse of that, when the subconscious mind is dominant, is like we're zoning out. We kind of just go into the state. Maybe we're on the phone with somebody and they're talking, but we're really somewhere else in our mind. That's actually a form of hypnosis. And hypnosis is simply when the subconscious mind is dominant. Another way that a lot of people experience is you're driving along the highway for a period of time, and all of a sudden you kind of come to and realize, I don't know where I am. Did I pass my exit? What happened? Where have I been? Oh, I've been zoning out this whole time. You've actually been in a state of consciousness that is technically called highway hypnosis. So when the subconscious mind is dominant, anything can come into it. And what will come into it and get empowered are beliefs from authority figures. And they can be real authority figures or perceived authority figures. So like a news anchor, if it's perceived as an authority figure, whatever they say, if you're in a state where the subconscious mind is dominant, that will go right into the subconscious mind. And to backtrack for just one moment, the subconscious mind is typically dominant during deep relaxation, in states of like daydreaming and zoning out. Those are forms of the subconscious mind being dominant. And also when we're in fight or flight response, when we're stressed out. Those are all times the subconscious mind is dominant. So if we're stressed out, something just happened in the world and we're in fear and we're stressed out and we're watching the TV and then going on talking about this could happen, be aware. All of that stuff most likely is going right into your subconscious mind, which can create beliefs that will result in anxiety and fear later on if they're strengthened over time. So for the purpose of this audio file, what I'm going to talk about is how we can use language that our subconscious mind will hear and begin to change patterns. Okay? So the first thing to know, and this is being debated a little bit in certain circles, so I'm going to say not so well. the word not is not heard so well by the subconscious mind. Some people will say it's not heard at all. So if I'm going to say, I'm not going to smoke anymore, the subconscious mind simply hears, I'm going to smoke. Doesn't hear the not in there. And the focus is going to be on smoking. Okay? Same thing with, I'm not going to eat chocolate every afternoon at 3 o'clock anymore. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't hear the not, or not so well. Doesn't hear the not. And the focus is going to be on the actual activity. So be careful when you're saying not, because not means you're focusing on the thing you like to get away from. And that is perfectly fine. Everything I'm talking about in this audio is about stepping forward when we're ready to make that shift. It's never, ever about denying where we're at or how we're feeling. When we are able to really express where we're at and what we're feeling and the emotion of it, there is a doorway that opens up that allows us to shift forward. And that is a great point to start using the empowered language. So the word not, be aware of when you're using it. So if you're saying, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to feel disconnected. I don't want to feel this way or that way. Notice it and just know that you are focusing actually on a thing you don't want. Okay? We all probably have heard this by now, that what you focus on will expand. What we feel, the emotions that we feel about something, is what will expand. And what we speak into is what will expand. So it's very important to understand how words are used and how we can put them together. So be real, always be real about where you're at, and yet when you're ready to shift, this is what we're going to do. Most of you have probably heard the word try means it doesn't really happen. Trying means that you are leaving a back door open to not doing it. There's no strong energy around try. If you say to a friend, hey, would you like to go out to coffee this afternoon? And they say, yeah, I'll try. You don't really know what to do. Are they going to be there? Are they not going to be there? So what I do with the word try is I watch myself. If there's something that I'm working through, or a goal I'm going after, or a feeling that I like to expand, if I catch myself using the word try, I'll do a check-in. I'll ask myself, am I ready for this? And maybe the answer is yes, maybe the answer is no. And it gives me kind of a gauge of where I'm at. It's okay not to be ready for something. Okay, it's totally okay, as long as we're being honest with ourselves about where we're at. So keep your eyes open for the word try. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get this stuff done. It's a non-committed. It's not committed. The energy is not there to make it happen. So do a quick check-in. Why is it I'm using the word try? Like, what's coming up for me in that? Okay. We focus on what we choose to have. So what I'm going to talk about is this word want. And I know it's in a lot of desire map material and a lot of stuff out there. What do you want? What do you want? Want actually means to desire without having. And it's perfectly fine to use I want. Okay? It's okay. Just know that it means to desire without having. So when we say I want something, the subconscious mind says, I desire this without having it. So I'm going to do a quick exercise. Take a moment and close your eyes. Okay? And I'm going to run through some sentences and just notice how it feels to you. And repeat what I say and just notice what it feels like. I want chocolate. I choose chocolate. I want $1 million. I choose $1 million. I want to feel good. I choose to feel good. I want freedom. I choose freedom. Just notice what those feel like to you, the difference between using I want and I choose. I choose is empowered language. It's saying I choose this. Repeat it enough and putting feeling around it speaks the subconscious mind, and it pushes us, it moves us in the direction of our core desired feelings, the direction that we choose to take. So empowered language is strong and has a strength behind it that a subconscious mind recognizes. So you just did the exercise with I want and I choose. And most likely you have noticed that there's a difference between the two. I want freedom. I choose freedom. Now, it's perfectly fine to say I want something. Just know when you're ready for it, when you're like tired enough of not having it, switch. Move forward into empowered language. Get rid of the want and start making choices. There are other words that come with empowered language, and this is actually from the Language of Mastery. Bob Stevens, who created that, was my coach for many years. And other words that you can use is I can, I am, I will, I choose, I have freedom, I love freedom, I create freedom, I enjoy freedom. So I can, I am, I will, I choose, I have, I love, I create, I enjoy. This is all on your language notes handout. You can also add to it I empower, or I hold that I will have freedom. I come from having freedom. So I empower, I hold, I come from. Those are all part of empowered language. They are all words that speak to the subconscious mind in a way that when we repeat it and we put the feeling on it and we hold that and we expand it, it empowers whatever you believe in, whatever your point of reference is, to bring that to you, for you to receive it, for you to allow it into your life, because it's really about allowing and receiving. You can say, I receive freedom. I expand in freedom. Those are other words you can use. And if you may notice in some of the empowered language, there's kind of like a timing to it. So I will, I can, versus I am. So you can say you're like, okay, my core desire feeling is expanded freedom. And it scares me a little bit. So perhaps I start with, I can have expanded freedom. I will have expanded freedom. And then when you're ready, I am expanded freedom. I have expanded freedom. I come from having expanded freedom. I come from puts you into it. You're already there coming from it. It comes from you. You are a part of it. So play with the different words and notice where you are. Notice if you're using the word trying. I'm trying. That's a red flag to check in. I'll give you another little tidbit too, is the difference between looking for something and finding something. I'm looking for my keys. Great. When you're ready for them, I'm finding my keys. You can look for your keys forever. You can find your keys. So I'm looking for freedom. I'm looking for my core desire feelings. I'm looking to expand my core desire feelings. I'm finding my core desire feelings. I'm designing my core desire feelings. I'm creating my core desire feelings. And on and on. Watch the words you're saying. If you notice that you're in a loop about some kind of goal or something, you feel kind of stuck. Sometimes I call it a loop. You're just going round and round and round. Take out a piece of paper like a journal and write down what your thoughts are. Just write them down throughout the day. And notice, without judgment, just with compassion and open-mindedness, what is it that you are saying? What is it that you are speaking into? Another important thing is when you hear something or you say something that you choose not to come into manifestation, you can use the term cancel clear. It's in your handout. Cancel clear will delete it and stop it from going in your subconscious mind. That's it, guys. Have fun with the language. It's a lot of fun.